Good morning, everyone. This is Ryan with Engage121. As usual, joined by Jennifer McDonald, and Mark DeAndrea will be joining us a little later on as well to walk through a best practice. So as far as new features in the application, the thing I have to show you today is a new option for your outlets. Then we're going to talk about some of the new things that will be coming soon. And then walk through the best practice for this week. So the new option been added for our enterprise accounts with outlets is the ability to select outlets that do not require approval over corporate posts. So normally our default setting when you go into Engage and do a Speak Local post is that the outlets you select have to approve that post before it goes out. It goes into queue for them. They'll get an email alert about it, all of that, and they can choose whether to approve or reject the post. Now, for most organizations, that's how they want to operate. But for clients, they have either a mix of franchisees and corporate-owned stores, or they're entirely corporate-owned stores. So for our clients that are entirely corporate-owned stores, we could just turn that across the whole account. So the default is that all the posts just go out. There's no approval required by the outlets. But what we've added for our clients who have a mix of corporate-owned locations and franchisee locations, we've added in a flag for each one of your outlets now where you can say whether or not you want to overwrite that approval requirement. And this way you'll be able to, you may have a handful of corporate accounts where you just want to post. They're going to participate in every single thing that you post through Speak Local. And this just will remove that approval requirement for those outlets. So it's not a huge change in terms of interface or anything like that, but for those accounts that do have this split presence of franchisee versus corporate-owned, it's a very powerful option to be able to set which ones do and do not have to approve those posts. So I just want to make sure everyone was aware that that's in there. One other thing that I'll point out, we've got an alert up in the application right now, and the reason we have that in there is that Facebook is currently experiencing a problem with the delivery of insights data for pages. So it's the page level stuff, not the post level data. They're returning an error anytime external system tries to retrieve insights data for a page. They're aware of the problem. They as a high priority to get it resolved. But for the time being, they stopped delivering insights data on the 5th, which page insights are always 3 days behind. So the most recent numbers you will see for your pages in the Facebook Insights reports are from March 2nd. So unfortunately, it's they changed something on there, broke that system, and for anyone using a third-party application to access that data, it's still frozen at that point. But the post level continues to come in. That will continue to be reflected in your charts. And as soon as Facebook resolves their error with delivering the page level stuff, all of your data in Engage will be backfilled. But I just wanted to give everyone a heads up, call that to your attention that that issue is going on right now. Additionally, I wanted to give you a head some features that will be coming soon. I don't have anything to show for specifically for these yet, but we'll probably be showing them next week. But I wanted to make aware that there were things that are coming down the pipe. We have an update to the iPhone app that is currently with Apple being reviewed for publishing to the App Store, and as soon as they complete their review and green light that, then you will have an update available And some of the new features that have been added in there are we've added your mentions filter from Listen is now available in the app. Ability to delete your posts from Planner. So if you have something that's in there and you need to cancel it remotely, circumstances change, what have you, you'll be able to do that. And then for Facebook, we've added 2 new post types, one of those being posting photos, the other being rich links. So you'll be able to do that now. And then we've also added Bitly into Speak in the app, as well as adding LinkedIn group posts to the app. And then we added app messaging and app mentions and DMs for Connect121. So if you're using that for communicating internally, you'll now be able to private message or DM other contacts on your within your organization. But so great new things coming there. We're very excited about it. Specifically, adding those new post types will be a fit for a lot of our clients. And then I also wanted to give everyone a heads up. We're going to be adding a new report on the Engage121 Analytics tab and Evaluate that will focus on your Twitter followers and the demographics that they have, the demographics of your Twitter followers. So kind of along the lines of the Facebook Insights that you have, and then some. So we're very happy to be able to bring that to you. So I think it's going to be something that everyone's going to be very excited about and very interested to see. And we'll be showing that as soon as we have it ready to go. But I did want to give everyone a heads up that it is coming soon, and that will be added into Evaluate on the Engage121 Analytics tab. So that's all I have for. So I'm going to turn it to Mark, who has a best practices guide to walk you all through. So I'm going to pass it over to Mark now.
Thanks, Ryan, and good morning, everyone. To continue with the theme that we have been trailing along with over the past few weeks as it relates to best practices, today we want to take a look at a new best practice category, one that we haven't shown to date, and that's customer care. One of the things that we see, obviously, over the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about reputation management, we've been talking about social commerce. Obviously, there are tremendous opportunities when we talk about customer care. And traditionally, when people are thinking about customer care, the immediate knee-jerk reaction is, oh, how I'm responding to customers' needs or the needs of our base. One of the opportunities that we see as it relates to customer care is not only taking a look at the customers and what they're saying, but how about thanking your customers and trying to find a way to increase repeat visits. So using social media to, while thank the customers is a customer care action, something that we should all be doing. The recognition, nonetheless, that your customer receives through social is something that they do like. The ability to not take that opportunity and turn it into incremental revenue for your locations is something that we think is a strong way to look at customer care, an important way to look at customer care. So again, along the topics and along the path that we've been headed down, we're going to go through a quick 4-step process for how we think you should do this, or how we think you should look at performing this best practice. So again, there's step 1 here. We have create and save messages to deliver your offer. So before we get into the act of having this dialogue, you wanted to go ahead and pre-draft some of these comments so that they can be placed in your auto engagement library so that they're accessible at any given time. It's certainly not something you want to put together at the last minute when you start noticing the conversations with customers or the dialogue that is available for you to engage. So here's a few examples of what we have seen customers do and obviously has been effective, otherwise we wouldn't be showing these. One of the things I do want to call your attention to as it relates to putting these auto engagements together is before you put the auto engagement together, we're not showing it here, and I think that's because most of you folks are familiar with building Bitly's and Engage at this point. is you're going to want to go ahead and build a bit.ly link for each one of these offers. So in this specific slide here, I'm showing 3 different offers, and we'll get to the reason behind why we're doing 3 different offers here in a minute. But you're going to want to go ahead and create those bit.lys first, get them saved so that we can track them later, and then go ahead and put together these auto engagements over in your library. Second step is find your customers through Explore. So you've seen us look at Explore searches before, but this one's a little different. What we're trying to show you here is how we're targeting folks who are basically posting Foursquare check-ins. Obviously, Foursquare check-ins that end up on their Twitter account mostly. So in this search example, it's important that you follow the steps that we're showing here to get the results and find folks who are in your location right now. So for all of you Foursquare folks out there, myself included, I traditionally check in everywhere I go. And when you do this, this search that we're showing you here is going to provide results of folks who are in your location right now. And that's the important part of this exercise. So in this exact phrase, you'll see I'm at. That is a calling card for anything that comes from Foursquare. And then go ahead and any of these words, and as an example, and the specific example that I'm showing here, if you have a company name with 2 words, you're going to want to go ahead and put that in quotes. Try a few different spellings of it. You know, if you have one of those unique names, and last week, I don't know if any of you remember, I was showing Bojangles. Well, that can be hacked pretty badly when folks are spelling on Twitter and other areas. So you're going to want to go ahead and put those in that category. And when you're placing your company's name, and just as a reminder in any of these words, there are a couple things you want to do. Obviously, as I said again, if it's 2 words, you're going to want to put it in quotes. And then you're going to want to go ahead and separate them with spaces or commas. Either way you want to do it is okay, and they should both work just fine. Then we go ahead over to step 3. So this is where we begin to engage with those folks. And as you see in these examples, you're looking at folks who are at Planet Pizza right now. Well, obviously, I recorded this deck a few days ago, but this was a live search. This was a search where folks have checked in. Filer Max there checked in at Planet Pizza. So a great opportunity for either that individual or others to engage them and again, show them the importance of them being in your store at that time. So this is the point where you go ahead and take those great auto engagements that we just talked about and send it to one of these folks. So you have a great offer. You have 3 different offers. You can send Filer Max there, hey, Filer Max, thanks for coming by. Next time you come back, bring a friend. Dessert is on us. These folks love seeing stuff like that, and if any of you are, again, Foursquare users, whenever these little offers pop up, I usually get excited. And seeing that the location or the store, like Planet Pizza, cares enough about their customer to say, not only do we appreciate you coming now, we want you to come back, and here's an opportunity to save some money. And then no best practice would be complete without tracking. So as we mentioned earlier in the best practice, we need to look at a few different offers. And why are we looking at a few different offers? We obviously want to see which has the best impact, which will be the most used by our customers or your customers. So building a link track with those bit.lys that you've gone ahead and built, taking a look at those 3 or 4 or 5 or 2, whatever the number is you decide to build coupons for, take a look at that. Just see where we're seeing success. Where is the success coming from, and what does this mean for us on a go forward? Obviously, a great learning experience. So again, a really simple best practice. Again, take the opportunity to thank your customers, and moreover, use that as an upsell opportunity to bring incremental sales as well as incremental folks, hopefully, into your stores. So that's all I had for you today, and without that, I'm going to pass it back to Ryan.
Great. Thank you, Mark. So that is what we have for this. As always, you can find these videos and more on our YouTube channel. Find us at Engage121 and subscribe. Find us on Facebook and Twitter. If you have questions, comments, things you just cover in these webinars in the future, please do let us know. And if you have any questions about how these the features and things you've seen here impact your account or how to implement them specifically for your account, please reach out to our client services team, support@engage121.com, or of course, reach out to us on Twitter or on Facebook. At any rate, everyone is not snow or fighting out of the snow. Have a weekend. Good luck, and we'll see you back here next week.